This is Uhuru News. What is the significance of Benin bronzes to the contemporary world? What do they represent not only to Benins but Africa? The Benin bronzes, made of brass and bronze, are a group of sculptures which include elaborately decorated cast plaques, commemorative heads, animal and human figures, items of royal regalia, and personal ornaments. They were created from at least the 16th century onwards in the West African Kingdom of Benin, by specialist guilds working for the royal court of the Oba king in Benin City. The kingdom also supported guilds working in other materials such as ivory, leather, coral and wood, and the term Benin bronzes is sometimes used to refer to historic objects produced using these other materials. Many pieces were commissioned specifically for the ancestral altars of past Obas and queen mothers. They were also used in other rituals to honor the ancestors, and to validate the accession of a new Oba. A key element of the Benin bronzes are the plaques which once decorated the Benin royal palace, and which provide an important historical record of the Kingdom of Benin. This includes dynastic history, as well as social history, and insights into its relationships with neighboring societies. The Benin bronzes are preceded by earlier West African cast brass traditions, dating back into the medieval period. One element of the history of the Kingdom of Benin represented within the bronzes is the kingdom's early contacts with Europeans. Trade and diplomatic contacts between Benin and Portugal developed on the West African coast from the 15th century. These early connections included Portuguese and Benin emissaries voyaging between the capitals and courts of Benin and Portugal as these two powers negotiated their new relationship. There are around 900 objects from the historic Kingdom of Benin in the British Museum's collection. Over 100 can be seen in a permanent changing display within the museum's galleries. Objects from Benin are also lent regularly around the world. The British Museum's collections additionally include a range of archival documentation and photographic collections relating to the Benin bronzes and their collection history. Where are they from? The Benin bronzes come from Benin City, the historic capital of the Kingdom of Benin, a major city-state in West Africa from the medieval period. Benin became part of the British Empire from 1897 to 1960, and is now within the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Please watch this documentary on the significance of Benin bronzes.
I think this is one of the most special objects in the whole of the British Museum collection. It's one of those things that when you see it, when you stand in the presence of it, you understand why museums are so important. It is exquisite. It's carved in ivory. It's about 500 years old, carved on the coast of what is today Nigeria. It's of a woman, beautiful, personal. It's not that anonymous African art, just a figure. This is a particular person, and you look into her eyes and you want to know her story. Nigeria is a vast nation made up of lots of different regions. And one of the coastal regions is called Edo. And sitting within it is a city called Benin. And that was the center of the ancient Edo kingdom. And that was the area where Oba Essegie, who's someone who you see depicted in the Benin bronzes, came from. This is a mask of the Queen Mother of Benin. Her name was Idia. This was a woman who fought incredibly tenaciously to secure her son's lineage. There were two rival sons. The father dies. They both have different mothers. Idia, she wants her son, Essegie, to become the next king. And it's her strategic genius that maneuvers her son into being the next king. But this woman is steely and ruthless. But at the end of the day, what she's trying to secure is the future of this kingdom. The mask would have been made as a recognition of the incredible contribution of the Queen Mother. And it wouldn't have been worn on the face, it would be attached to someone's hip as a form of adornment. If you look at it, the hair is woven into little knots, and if you look very carefully at those knots, on the end of each one is a little figure, and that is a little Portuguese merchant. What the people of Edo State were very clever in doing was in creating a strategic alliance with the Portuguese. They traded cloth, and the Portuguese brought them brass, and they used that to create a whole new tradition of brasswork. Those Benin Bronzes tell the story. They give you a sense of them taking on their rivals, consolidating this kingdom, building this incredible material culture around them. But they also were incredible craftspeople, and they would carve in ivory, in coral. Ivory being this gorgeous material that seems to luminesce almost like it's alive. It offers a sense of the sort of regality, the power of the person. Just above the eyes are two lines within which I imagine at some point there was inlaid coral or gold. You just get a sense of this being something which was so exquisitely finished. In 1885, a number of the most powerful European nations gather to divide up Africa. And for Britain, it means consolidating their presence in West Africa. You can imagine that for some of those states, they were probably quite happy as they were, independent. And Benin was one of those. They didn't want to be consumed within a British colony. And so they said no. The British representative was actually killed, and the British used that as an excuse to send in forces. And in 1897, they took Benin City. They took with them the brass plaques that they found in the Benin Palace, deeply important to the people of Benin. And they were taken and they were divided. The largest amount ended up with the British Museum, along with this mask. It takes until the early 20th century for a generation of open, more liberal people to begin to rethink the way in which African art should be seen within European museums. This mask is so special. It's a beautiful physical essay in power. If you get the chance, go and see it.